Hello guys and gals, this is What's Bound What Ifs here, and this is going to be part 3 of What If Female Deku was the quirkless daughter of All For One. And so, in the last part we, left off with, All For One and Inko Midoriya being captured by the authorities. All Might got the same injury as he did in the anime, and Izumi knows about it. How so? Well, one of her main agent and basically her right-hand man, Icarus, told her that All Might was injured. But before Icarus could do the main task he was sent there to do, that being killing David's shield, he got interrupted by Nova. Now, this was the right-hand man of, Melissa. Because, like I said, Melissa and Izumi are going to be, arch enemies. So yeah, it's going to be rather fun to see where that goes. But yeah, after fighting on the rooftop for a couple of minutes, both Icarus and Nova are fairly wounded. Security guards from the hospital arrive to, support Nova. But that's when all of them get blown up. As well, through Kurogiri's portal, who had just teleported them, yes, two squads of these guys arrive. And yeah, let's just say that they quickly start shooting all of the, humans there. After that little setback, Icarus is ordered by Izumi to return back to base, as he does. And as he arrives to base, he, informs Izumi what he saw. All Might has been, hurt rather a lot. Or wounded, shall we say. With Izumi just smirking to herself. But, sadly for her, she can't take any action against All Might. For now. The main base in Japan, which, which she took control over, had about, in the current production, about 50 Arkham mechs. On top of that, it also had, several hundred of the robots, all different types, sizes, and all that. And on top of that, it also had a couple of hundred of, let's just say, goons. So, yeah. This was the largest facility All For One had made in Japan, and yeah. The entire facility was completely loyal to Izumi. Although, sadly for her, the other, let's just say, bosses of the mafia and, higher-ups in her mother's own company, they betrayed her after they saw what she did to the people who didn't agree with her. Because in the last part, Izumi called for all of the higher-ups of both her mother's company and her father's criminal underworld. As they arrived, Izumi told them her plan to completely destroy the hero society and let the strong rule the weak. Well, now then, some of them were up for it, those being the absolute lunatics, but what she said next, sort of discouraged them. She wanted to take over the entire world. Or, at least a good chunk of it. Well, after the 48, people who were there, only 11 of them actually agreed to her plan. All of those who raised their hands in objection, let's just say that Izumi, with a single snap of her finger, got all of her robots which were in the room to turn their weapons on all of the people who, objected, and then shoot them in their head. As Izumi had just, gotten rid of most of the people who wanted to see her gone, or to take over her new criminal empire. But sadly, the 11, figureheads she left alive all betrayed her, except one. That was, well, in a certain someone who lived in Europe, and who also had a significant base of operations there. Now then, I won't exactly say what it is or who it is. That's gonna be used for well, a bit later on. But anyways, as we now go to Izumi, who is currently, well, being helped by the good doctor to who is currently putting on her breathing mask. Because, well, from the picture, which you guys and girls can probably see on the screen right now, Izumi has a bit of a scar on her face. That scar goes, well, is, well, a part of a larger scar which goes all the way from her head to her toe on the entirety of her right side of her body. How did that happen? Let's just say that Bakugo's explosion triggered a bigger explosion, and then an even bigger explosion. So yeah. But now, just like father, or, well, just like her father, Izumi had a mask which was, well, a bit more high-tech than All for One's. And for all of you who are wondering, or just haven't watched the previous part, the mask which she was wearing looked something like this. Except, well, the main difference here being that it wasn't in a full mask. Essentially, the mask covered her, well, her cheek, which was completely burned, and you can actually see her skull from it, along with her left eye and her entire mouth and throat, because they were all quite badly burned. But the rest of her head was exposed. Although if she wanted to, she could put on another part, which would make her, well, entire head have this sort of helmet on. So, yeah. But, anyways, as Izumi is currently being helped by the doctor putting this mask on her, the doctor asks her what is their next move. As Izumi, who is currently 16 years old, just tells him this. We expand all of the other, well, crime bosses and the underlings of my father and mother who betrayed me. They currently have, well, let's just say, quite a bit more connections than I have. But I'm pretty sure that just a single name of my father is going to get me quite a bit of allies. Or who knows, maybe they now want to kill me. But if they do try to do that, I'm going to kill them first. So, what I want most of our forces to focus on for now would be expanding, well, the Empire, shall we say. Along with getting more mechs and more shields, along with everything else we're going to need to fight against David's shield. With Doctor responding, yes, indeed, quite a good plan. But what exactly are you going to do about All Might? He knows, or he probably at this point knows, that you're the daughter of All for One and Inko Midoriya. There's a pretty good chance he's going to be coming after you. As Izumi just says, I wouldn't be counting on that. The last picture of All Might I got from Icarus was, well, All Might barely being able to stand up and the entire right side of his body having, well, or at least the entire right side of his stomach is missing. So my father did put quite a bit of pain into him, shall we say. So I don't think that is going to be a problem, at least for the next few months. David Shield, however, has already sent a couple of his Arkham mechs all over the city, trying to find us. So, that's what I want to start now. As Izumi tells that, with a sinister grin being formed under her mask. As she finally gets out of her, the medical room, as she asks for the first squad of her own Arkham Knights, to come to her. And they do. As the first squad of her own Arkham mechs, arrives. And this is how her current troops look like. This is, they're not, how do I say this? They're not as advanced as the mechs which David Shield has, but these guys are much more numerous. So yeah. Izumi simply tells them to go ahead and, start targeting David Shield's mechs, at least in this city, with all of her, or her squad, simply kneeling down and saying, "Yes, my lady," all of them in unison. And they go out. And it doesn't take long for them to find an escort, in a, police convoy, along with 2 of the police mechs following them. Now then, there were 5 Arkham mechs, which were, Izumi's ones. And there were 2 which were on the side of the police. And because Izumi's mechs had the element of surprise, the 2 mechs which were accompanying the police were, let's just say they were destroyed rather quickly. The police were in utter shock as they saw completely new models of mechs, which they have never seen before, just emerge from a ruined building. Because yes, the city was rather destroyed after All for One and All Might did a battle, along with Inko, who let's just say, destroyed half the city herself by utilizing all of her shadows and almost killing herself. But as the police quickly try to radio in, they can't. They're being jammed. And after that, the entire convoy gets killed. About 60 or so policemen just lie there, dead, along with 2 of their mechs. As now Izumi's mechs simply report back, saying that the first convoy has been destroyed. And then, at the exact same time, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th squads also, radio in. 2nd convoy destroyed, 4th convoy destroyed, 3rd convoy destroyed. 4 different convoys in 4 different places, all destroyed, simultaneously. After the main police chief of the city doesn't get a response from them, he sends out 10 of his, police Arkham Knights. These ones being the more advanced type with better shielding. Them being, these guys right here. This was also the one who, cut off All for One's arm. But pretty much 10 of these guys, or these mechs, enter, shall we say, the battlefield. And as they enter it, they hear something. And something which they heard was the loud whistling sound. As out of the ground something shoots up. That something being in a mine which was specifically made to destroy tanks. And in an anti-tank mine. And there are quite a few of them as well. As 7 anti-tank mines explode simultaneously. The first 2 mechs' shields are completely gone. And that's when they just hear something else. A loud thunk. And before they can even do anything, the main chassis of both of the mechs, that being right beneath their head, gets blown open. And the 2 drivers which were inside of it, dead, as both mechs fall to the ground. Not destroyed, but Yeah. Damaged and their pilots dead. The other 8 mechs now quickly get into formation as out of nowhere bullets, rockets, and lasers start being fired from everywhere. They have entered a trap, and the one who was overseeing it was none other than Izumi. And yeah, sadly for this squad of 8, well, mechs, they were rather swiftly all destroyed, because even though their shields were quite powerful, when you have 50 mechs shooting at you from all different sizes, different weapons, and different projectiles, yeah, those shields weren't gonna hold for long, as all 8 mechs fall down as well. And yeah, the police chief is now, well, actually scared, because not only did he lose over 7 convoys, he also lost his, well, the most elite squad of mechs he had. And that's when he goes ahead and tries to call in for, well, reinforcements. But then, this guy right here jumps out of nowhere and quickly slashes the police chief's head. The 4 policemen which were there, stunned and terrified seeing this guy right here, who is, by the way, only 8.2 feet tall, right behind him. Before they can even go for their guns, all of their heads are on the ground as well. And this right here is Icarus, or at least in his, well, actual battle gear, which is highly advanced and highly practical. So yeah, the police which were there try their best to contact the police chief, but he isn't responding. And that's when they decide to, well, get to the main center, or the area from his commanding, essentially the HQ. But just as they are going to go there, an explosion is heard, as dozens upon dozens of these robots just start emerging from different portals all around their base. And well, they're not alone, because they arrive in, well, squads. Each squad having 5 of the regular robots, these guys right here, and then their heavier brothers, these guys right here, who, if enough of them were present there, they could even overpower a mech. So yeah, they were quite powerful. As the police were now cut off, all of them were in different smaller pockets, and yeah, as the robots completely, well, distracted them from actually manning the front line, yeah, all 50 of those mechs, which Izumi had under her command, all started firing at them as well. Now then, the rest of the police mechs which were there were now pinned down. These heavy robots, which could destroy them, well, not easily, but with some effort, along with other mechs, could easily destroy them. Yeah, the police were counting a, well, pincer maneuver. The robots coming from behind thanks to Kurogiri, and the mechs coming from the front. Needless to say, all of the police were wiped out. And that was the main, well, enforcing role in the entirety of the city. Or at least in the destroyed part. And yeah, after that, all of the mechs grabbed the destroyed police mechs, and as the robots just started grabbing all of the weapons which the police had. After that, Kurogiri opened up their portals and all of them simply went on their merry way. As we go to Izumi, who was this entire time watching over the battlefield from a half-destroyed skyscraper, with her just having a grin behind her mask, or under her mask, as she's proud of what she was able to achieve, because the police outnumbered them by like 3 to 1, so yeah. And well, that's when Kurogiri steps out from, well, one of his portals. Oh, sorry guys. Telling Izumi that it's time for them to go, with Izumi following him through the portal, with her taking one quick glance back at the destroyed, well, police force, and as she happily enters through the portal. And at this exact moment, Melissa Shield is, well, currently having a bad feeling about something. She doesn't know about what, but she just has this, well, feeling. And well, she's currently in a workshop, working on her own, well, mech. And she's getting close to finishing it. And yeah, this is going to be where I'm going to, well, end the video. I know that it's well, quite short, but I hope you guys don't hate me for it. Because yeah, the reason why I wasn't able to upload, well, 2 videos today, along with yesterday, was mainly due to school and also some, well, personal issues which I had to do. Mainly family related ones, but yeah. Although tomorrow and on Saturday I will be, well, uploading What If Master Chief Was in the Ruby Universe and What If Deku Was a Robot, new parts. So yeah, I hope you guys, well, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and judging by the time of day, I hope all of you have a nice night.